So, as requested, ELLACAGGFITNESS has come all the way from the west coast of Florida to present for you all. And I know, hi Celeste, hi.
Hey girl, what's up?
So, how long ago were you a student? Like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So she is the youngest of the cohorts that I bring in, and I've made that exception because she was actually an entrepreneur while she was a student. So she already has a head start in her entrepreneurial ventures. And Ella has presented, I think, a couple times already, and she's always requested by students because the word has gotten out. And she's been preparing her presentation for quite some time. She's been posting on social media, and I've seen her method, so which is great. So really appreciate that you have come all the way out here to talk to the class and share your expertise and your knowledge. And I think students always find you so inspirational. So welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi everyone.
Don't be shy.
What's up? So my name is Ella. Nice to meet you all. Just to preface this, if you guys have any questions throughout the presentation, please jump in and ask me anything that you want. But as we go, right? So a little bit about me. I graduated Miami, 2 years ago. Susie was my favorite teacher. She is one of the biggest inspirations that I had throughout college, as well as the entrepreneurship school in general. So definitely utilize your resources. Made a huge difference in my life. I studied media management, exercise physiology, and entrepreneurship. And I started my first business when I was a junior in college with a fitness coaching company, posting content on social media to generate a client base, and it's really expanded from there. I scaled that business to over 6 figures before I graduated, and have since then taken those same skills and have repurposed them in various different niches. I've been working with multiple different startups, and also working as an independent life insurance broker, doing a whole bunch of different stuff. So just testing the waters and using what I found works in these methods. And so that's the goal. Today, I'm going to give you all the tactical, tangible information, like the how-to step-by-step of how you can actually do things today that are going to enhance your skill set, enhance your career, and make a significant difference in your own life with very minimal time. And you have everything that you need, all the tools, all the resources, all the capabilities, all the knowledge to get started today. And when I was sitting in college, a lot of the stuff that I learned was broad, general concepts, things I could do later. So I want to teach you what you guys can actually utilize today, no matter what category of profession. If you want to be an entrepreneur, whether you have an idea or you are going to go into a career, it doesn't matter. You can utilize these resources to make so much money outside of what you are doing during your life with minimal effort and time, just utilizing what you already have. So to kind of frame this whole presentation, it's important to know why you want to be an entrepreneur, why you're pursuing these paths less traveled, the non-safe path, the non-standard 9-to-5, why these things are important to you. Because it's the path to freedom. It's stepping outside the box of where society operates, the rat race, whatever you want to call it, right? Our society operates within a certain system of things, and by stepping outside of that, you can break free of all the things that are going to cap your potential. Capping your income, your ability to succeed, your ability to scale. This way, you can take your own ideas, goals, and passion for what you want to create in life and just take that ownership and the control in your own hands, because it's more than just starting a business. It is the way to think, the way to utilize information, the way to test out new skills. Entrepreneurship is not a career choice. It's not a job role. It is something that can enhance the way that you view the world around you.
Sorry, I just realized this isn't.
Can you, do you mind shifting that little thing? Yeah, either one. Hey. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for that. I would have been like, what is going on? Okay. So, sorry, to go back to this. Thank you, by the way. So time freedom, the ability to control your schedule, not have someone that's going to tell you where to go, what to do. That's the ultimate dream. You can structure your own schedule. You have your time in your hands to focus on what you find valuable. Understand why that is important to you, what you want to devote your time to, what things you are passionate about, where you would rather be than sitting at a desk. You want to make sure you use that as ammo. That's important, because if you understand what you want out of doing something for yourself, then you are more motivated and you have more drive and fire under your ass to actually go out and do it. And that also, attaches to financial freedom. Completely uncapped potential earning. Every job that you ever get when you have an employer has a cap. It might be a great cap, you might make a lot of money, but there's still a cap there because you are limited by the structure of the organization that you're operating within. But if you are your own organization, you are your own structure, you are your own one-man, multiple-man business, that means you are only limited by the value that you create and the impact that you make. So the more value, the more impact that you can create around the people around you, the more wealth, the more success, the more things that you can have in life that you've always dreamed of. Understand what that means. Understand that when you guys graduate, the job market is tough, I'm not gonna lie. So you need to understand what it means to take the things that you are learning in your school, where you wanna go in life, and you can do what you want, that 9 to 5, you can pursue a passionate career, but take those things and do something outside yourself so that you can pursue this financial freedom of what you truly want to do in your life. You also have creative control. You have the power to actually shape your life's work. Do something that's fulfilling. The last thing that you want to be doing is sitting at a desk doing something that you hate doing every single day, manual, tedious, like lazy tasks that have no purpose and give you no fulfillment and drive. For me personally, that is the number one thing that I dread out of life in general. It's the one thing that I will never allow myself to experience, because for me, that is the ultimate expression of failure for me. I don't want to go to work every day and hate what I do. Having a fulfilling project and passion that fulfills you purposefully and meaningfully is everything. And that is the actual drive and intentions that you have to start out with from the gate, whether you have a business plan, you have action steps, you even know what you want to do. It's just about understanding that you want to make more out of your life. You need to want to make impact, and you have to note in your own heart that you were meant for more. I've always known that since the day I was born because of the way I was grown up. I have 2 entrepreneur parents, so I learned what it meant to want more out of life than the standard traditional path from my childhood. Even though I didn't know it, right? You get subliminal teachings, the way my parents operated, their ability to spend time with me, their ability to attend every event. There wasn't work that they had to go attend. They would make time for the things that they found valuable. And so subconsciously, I'm receiving all of this information, and then when it's time for me to actually take action, utilize skill sets, it was like I already knew that I was meant to do something that was not traditional, that I was meant to do something that was worth more than the time that I could spend trying to build a career, get a really small income, and try and build my way up from there. I'm not saying that's every job, it's definitely not, but that's the way that I saw it at that time. So that just leads to major impact. You can impact more people, you have to want to help people. If you find something you're passionate about, something you've learned, ultimately that will allow you to want to help other people achieve the same thing, because you'll have achieved something, you'll have unlocked something in your own head that you can provide skill sets, value to other people. And that's sort of the trajectory of the rest of this presentation is on that same path. And so it starts with extreme ownership. There's a lot of I can'ts or blaming things on external society when it comes to doing things you don't want to do, right? Adopting extreme ownership, meaning taking complete responsibility of everything that is going on in your life, will give you control. If you say, I can't go to the gym today because it's raining outside, you're blaming the rain because you don't want to work out, right? But if it's raining and you have to walk to the gym, how can I do something about this? It's not the rain's fault, it's your lack of willingness or want to go to the gym. You have to figure out how to take responsibility, and not guilt or blame or shame. You don't have to self-ridicule yourself. It's about going from, I can't do anything about this. This is because of my boss. This is because of the time I have. This is because of all these other things going in my life. I'm stressed, I'm busy. All of the excuses that we talk to ourselves to make ourselves feel better, to pacify things. You have to be able to shift that narrative inside your head and say, how can I do something about this situation with what I already have? That is going to literally change your entire life because your actions is now going to be completely in your hands. You're not allowing your own personal power to be controlled by things that you can't control. So whether it's for business, for school, for relationships, for your fitness, for your health, for any type of thing that you want in your life, like if you can understand that you have the power to take action and actually improve a situation, regardless of what is going on around you. None of us could predict COVID. It literally shifted the entire world that we lived in. I was in college. Went to school freshman year, great, I'm at UMiami. Just kidding, March, home. I'll see you next year, right? I'm like, what the fuck? This is college, right? And so instead of just sitting at home and doing nothing, because I had already been posting on socials, I was already going to the gym has been my passion since I was in high school. Talk a little bit more about that later. Instead of trying to just sit on my ass and just say, okay, well, whatever, I'll just wait and this is relax time. I started going on live streams on Instagram to run, raise money for charity, various fitness things, body weight in my upper floor. I was just banging on the floor as my parents are working underneath me for 45 minutes a day. Raised thousands of dollars at a very small audience. Use my sorority, all these types of things. Just take the situation that you're in and learn how to control it and take that narrative and just make it your own. So, entrepreneurship starting today, right now, right? Quote, "Success is not for the ones who wait for the perfect time, but for the ones who take action while others hesitate." You have to realize that technology is revolutionizing online business, and making money has literally never been easier, and it will never be this easy, ever. It is so unbelievable the amount of access to resources, the ability that you have to use the tools that are at your fingertips for free, literally for free if you have a phone and a computer or a Wi-Fi connection. And anybody who does not take advantage of this could be wasting a lifetime opportunity to use everything that you have, a couple hours of your day, and doing something with it. You can wait until people tell you that you need to start doing these things. But if you can just understand what is out there right now, the tools and resources you have, AI developments that are happening every single day that you can use to quite literally create an entire business in a day, a business model, automated, every single step. It is unbelievable what you have access to. If you don't understand that, you're gonna get left behind. That's it, honestly. Social media platforms, they're free. Content creation, editing tools, anything that you wanna create and put out, you can find resources for free. Making a website, AI automations, educational resources for every single topic that will walk you step by step if you don't know what to do. Absolutely free. And you have everything that you have at UMiami too. I'm telling you, utilize your life in college before life gets hard. I'm telling you, it is so, you don't even realize the lack of responsibilities, obligations, and things that come with not having your own community tucked in a box where you have certain things you have to do within these walls that feel hard. Adulthood is hard. You have to use this time. I always called college when I was here, college is handheld adulting. You're not really an adult, you're drinking and having a life of your own, maybe you get your first apartment, but you don't have the life responsibilities that happen outside these walls. And I'm not saying that adulthood is bad. I'm not saying that you should dread that. It's just about utilizing what you have right now because you don't even realize what a couple hours of your time every single week doing something that you want to do could literally change your life, just like it did mine. You have access to billions of people around the world with social media for free, and you have free speech, meaning you can share whatever you want and reach an audience of billions. Quite literally billions of people out there are just looking for things to look at, whether it's brain rot content or things that they're trying to educate themselves on, things they're interested in. If you're trying to target an audience to sell a product or a service, it's out there. You don't have to create it. It's already there, and you already have all the platforms, tools, and resources to reach them. You don't have to do any of the other hard shit that existed before these things already did. These algorithms are geared to literally take what you want to share and direct it to people who are interested in it. Use this now. It will only get harder. By putting your business online, you open up a new window into an entire life of just unbelievable opportunities. Scalable, limitless income. You are only at the mercy of you, right? You have everything that you need to make as much money as you want. You could work a 9-to-5 still, it doesn't matter. You could be a full-time worker, you could have 2 kids and a husband, and you could still be doing this. I just went to a life insurance broker, conference the other day, and there was a whole panel of moms who have full families making millions of dollars a year selling life insurance. Like, understand that you can do this no matter who you are. You don't need permission, you don't need a business loan, you don't need a degree, you don't need more skills, you don't need people to tell you that you should or shouldn't do something. It doesn't matter. You just need to actually understand that everything is there for you. You just have to have the will and the drive to do it. You're never gonna be ready, so just start now. Harder it gets a lot harder the older you get, so just understand that. So a little bit English. A little bit about me, a little bit of my backstory. So how I created my business was completely not purposeful. Like, I never did any of this by purpose at first, other than just having the right mindset around my own life and what I wanted out of it. I started just like you guys, sitting in chairs trying to get good grades and just, not really understanding where I would be in 4 years or even coming back here to talk to you right now. So it really started when I was in, my teens. I was the least self-confident person you could ever meet. This would never have happened, me standing on here talking to you guys. It was really lack of self-confidence, no self-esteem, no drive to put myself out there, because I really didn't like who I was, honestly. I spent so many years of my life completely wasted and consumed by the idea of getting skinny, losing weight, and it completely took away everything else in my life, because that was all I thought about. It really destroyed the years that I could have used to have more fulfilling experiences, because it took that away from me. So when I was a sophomore in high school, I really just was like, I'm fed up with this shit, honestly. Like, this is tiring, it's exhausting to wake up every day and just the only thing you care about is the fact that you hate yourself or you don't like something about you, your insecurities consume you. It's exhausting, honestly. So I started to shift things and learned how to make my nutrition proper, how to pick up a barbell the first time. And I always say I picked up a barbell and literally never put it down. It completely changed my entire life. Because for the first time in my life, I recognized my own strength, honestly. And that is the reason I'm here, because it gave me confidence and control of my own health. Once I realized that that was honestly the hardest thing I could have ever gotten through at that point in my life. If I could learn how to control my own health and do what I wanted to succeed there, I could do anything like that. So if you're someone that goes to the gym consistently, you have to understand that entrepreneurship and going to the gym and getting results in the gym, they are the same exact thing. The same concepts. You have to continue to work, build progressive overload to continue to build your muscles. You have to understand how to bulk and cut. Bulking means consuming information, understanding how to do things, build skill sets, and then cutting the fat. Learning how to build and scale that way. You need to understand your drive and determination, your discipline is going to override your emotions and your motivation 100% of the time. You have to recognize the idea of consistency and not looking to achieve results quickly, to get up and do the same thing every day when you don't want to sacrifice things and for the purposes of your health because you want to go to the gym or you don't want to drink alcohol with your friends. Just understand that if you're someone that goes to the gym every day, you are already fully set up to be an entrepreneur. You just have to kind of tap into what that means and apply it to something different. So yeah, that was really the purpose for my life. I wanted to help the people that were in the same place that I was when I was in high school, because it did not get any better when I was in college, and everyone around me was struggling with the same things that I had realized, and I was like, holy shit, I can help these people. And I want to, because it really changed my life, and the gateway to that was through posting content on social media. So yeah, didn't have a business plan. I didn't even think of this as a business. Just started my journey by posting stuff on the internet. Workout videos, nutrition tips, talked about my own struggles, my own successes, what I've learned. And I was just simply passionate about helping other people achieve results that made a really big impact on me, because then I was like, guys, I have something to tell you. These fad diets are not gonna work for you. I wanted to tell people what I had discovered and unlocked, and I used that passion to create a business. So this is a little snapshot of some opportunities and things and what my life has looked like through college, after college, and into, you know, hopefully for the next couple of years as I continue to work in the fitness industry. My life completely changed because of this. Opportunities I had, I was on WWE reality show, top sponsorships, meet and greets, like, and I don't say that to brag. All I'm saying is that it's so possible. Like, all I did was come on social media and share my story, and it led to a path of success, friendships, drive, more opportunities. Like, it's endless what you have at your fingertips. I had no idea that I would ever be in this spot when I was a freshman or when I was in school. But if you told my 16-year-old self, who spent all of her money, I made like, what, $12 every week doing chores or some shit like that. Like, I spent the money I had in my bank account when I was really young to buy my first workout outfit, which was a Gymshark 2-piece set. And I work with them. Like, I go and actually rep that company. And if you had told me that, like, that brings me to tears when I think about it. Like, how important these things were to me when I was growing up. Like, that is what literally drives me to want to keep going, because these opportunities are at your fingertips. You just have to tap into them. So first step, building an audience. It was not about getting a huge following or anything. I just started posting shit, honestly. Like, little tips, things I had along the way. And honestly, if everyone could adopt that mindset, that's gonna help you out so much. Because the perfectionist mindset took over my life for times, you know, here and there as well. Limits your creativity. If you just have stuff to share, just put it out there. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I didn't have any money to start this with. Like, I didn't invest a single dollar into my own business. It was just utilizing what I had at that time, right? Posting regularly, even when I didn't get any likes, you know, or any follows, or was posting really bad content, which I'll show you soon. Just experiences from my own life. Whenever I had something I wanted to share, I would just post about it. And slowly I started to, when I was literally in high school, a couple months into posting, I had probably, what, 12 followers? Like, I don't know, honestly, a couple hundred. Like, people come up to me at the gym and say, like, hey, I saw that post that you made, it really helped me. And I was like, the first time I got recognized out and about, I probably had like 1,000 followers. Like, so crazy, right? I show up to this coffee shop and the barista woman, she's like, oh my gosh, I follow you. I was like, that was the coolest shit I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, I'm actually making an impact on people, because you're behind a screen, you don't see the people that you're making a difference in. It's cool to see that, how that really shapes who I am, is really understanding the impact that I can make on other people just by sharing things I already know. Yeah, my content like really sucked. These are just a couple screenshots of things that I posted when I was younger. What is that? I don't really know where I came up with these ideas, but I just put things out there. Like, there's dirt under my nails. Like, what is that? That looks disgusting. Like, as if anyone would want to eat that or that or that. I don't look like I'm enjoying my workouts very much right there, and clearly grown up a little bit since then. But anyway, yeah, you're gonna suck at first at things that you're trying. So if you're going to pursue entrepreneurship, failure is a part of the game. So I know everyone says, oh, failure is part of the process. You know, you're gonna fail. Like, you have to understand that. Like, you're not gonna do well at things at first. Almost all things. But that's the point, is if you're willing to do that. Like, if you're willing to just accept and just be like, okay, yeah, I suck at this, and use that as, oh, how do I improve on this, versus, oh, I suck at this, I gotta find another way, I gotta find a new tip, a better way to do it, right? When I was trying out all these diets, I would try something for like a week, would eat like 4 almonds a day and like drink tea, right? And of course that didn't work, so like 3 days later, I'm like, oh, that diet's bad, it's not for me, I gotta try a new one. Over and over again. You know what doing the same thing over and over again and not getting results is? Insanity. Just understand that if something doesn't go right, there's a way to work around it. Just find a new path to figure out how to actually get better at stuff. But embrace the suck. Like, seriously, this was a long time too, like a couple years I posted things like this into college, which is really embarrassing, honestly. So this is just a broad overview of things that I did throughout 2018, 2019, in through college, beginning of first year of college, second year. So created some free digital resources through just like Google Drive. I read through this cookbook recently, it's really bad. I don't think I gave it to anybody yeah, they're free. I didn't charge anyone, thank goodness, at the time. They probably should have gotten their money back. But yeah, I would just use the things that I had resources or access to the resources I had and just give people free things because I wanted to help them, right? I learned how to code my first website using Coding 101, my first class of freshman year. Like if you can understand how to use the things you're learning in your classes and apply them to something in real time, not only do you master the concepts, like I got an A in that class because I had something I was building that I was passionate about, but you actually learn things in school. Wow, shocker. If there's something that you can't apply to your real life right now, you're not gonna try and learn it. You're not gonna like, oh, I need to learn all these economics problems in case I encounter this specific economic situation sometime in my life. Like, come on, you have to realize that there are things that you can derive from all your classes, most of your classes. I took like a dance 101 class that probably didn't apply to things, but for most of your classes in your career or passion of choice, you can utilize those things to actually accelerate your life. I learned a lot in college because I utilized that method and utilized my resources and my teachers, which allowed me to get the first amount of money I ever put into my business, winning the scholarship, for the entrepreneurship school because I just came up to my teacher a couple classes in and said, hey, can I work with you? What? Can I work with you? So we started a business together, not just me, but his business. I came on as a really important student aspect, just like a student position that kind of allowed him to get my insight. And then I got money I could spend. I'm like, wow, this is great. I don't have much of that. So that was, utilize the things that are around you. It's very important. And I would use my friends. This was a class project for one of my friends in photography. So I was her little fitness model for that. It was a Lululemon ad that I had gotten. So just, utilize the things you got, right? My mom owns a company, got my first logo for their live workouts, all that stuff, but just free value to people. Honestly, that was the point. And you don't have to do all these manual things I did. Everything that I'm showing you right now can be completely mitigated by what already exists with technology and your resources. So you don't even have to go through most of this grunt work. Granted, the free value is important, but you don't have to learn how to code your own website. Just type it into ChatGPT. So monetizing your audience. Once I had an audience, in the middle of college, I decided I really wanted to start my own thing. I wanted to learn how to make money from this thing. And I had made a little money doing little product advertisements and things like that, but I didn't really understand how to take this thing to the next level or to build anything of substance, right? So I started looking to what my audience wanted, which was my help. And I'm like, okay, if all these people want my help, why don't I just offer it as something that I can make money from on a more personal level? Slowly, that built my first step in my career, which was what I did throughout college. And I never had a plan. I never knew what I was gonna do or how it was gonna scale or the times that things pivoted the wrong direction when my Instagram got hacked for a year within the first month of me launching that. And I had to start posting on TikTok, which I should have done before that, but posted a TikTok within 2 months. I posted one that went viral and gained 2,000 applications overnight, and that day changed my life. That day changed my fucking life, literally. I never had access to that amount of attention who wanted my help that badly. It transformed everything, and I look back, I have a Snapchat memory, like a little video of my jaw just dropping, crying, being like, this is everything I've worked so hard for. The applications are coming in. The video took me 3 seconds, guys. 3 seconds. It's not that hard. It's just about doing things that you think of in your head and you post them online. It's not that hard to do that. So just look at what your audience is. Once you start to build things, even with 20 people, that's enough people to build a high-ticket business, by the way. You don't need 1 million people. Look at what they're asking you and provide those things to them in a monetized fashion. That's how you do this. Identify the need. what people were struggling with. Good thing about social media is you can just make the need the thing that you needed, right? So you don't have to work hard at coming up with a marketing strategy, just share your own life. That's your marketing strategy right there. Don't try and put your whole business into some, AI faceless model to grow, gaming content from clipping from this. Like if you've seen any of these, how to scale an online business using 1, 2, 3 and overnight, it's so much harder than you would think to do any of those things. Just understand that if you are the niche, meaning something that you are learning, something that you are passionate about in anything, you're in finance, share financial advice. You're a student who has really good organization tips, share that. If you are in accounting, share accounting tips. If you're in real estate, use it to build your client base, for God's sake. Anything that you want to do, just utilize social media and give yourself the opportunity to succeed by just posting things that you are doing in your daily life. It's simple in concept. Maybe hard in application over time. It is, but you just have to understand and have that frame of mind that it's this bigger picture than, oh, I don't want to post something today because 1, 2, 3. It's like, understand that just the smallest things that you can do can literally change your life completely around, literally, just by a couple minutes. So yeah, I scaled over time, my audience grew, and that's really kind of just rolled over into other projects and things I've continued to create and do from there. So whenever I was in college, as I was telling you guys before, I was receiving a lot of like theoretical future, non-applicable knowledge in my life, right, in that moment in time. So I want to talk about like tangible things you guys can do, application, things that you can actually tangibly take away from this. So that's how we're going to kind of frame the rest of this, because I want to teach you how you can do what I did, only so much better, so much faster and easier, by learning my mistakes and using the things around you, the resources, technology, and also the people around you too. So you're gonna identify your skills and understand what you have or what you know, what little things that you have gained interest or traction in your life, as niche or weird or crazy as you can think, to your career of choice, doesn't matter, and turn that into something you can sell by yourself in a one person business model. So yeah, to sum really all of that, you just don't really need a groundbreaking idea to start a business. A lot of people, when they learn about entrepreneurship, it's like, okay, I'm going to invent this product that's going to change the world. You don't have to be Amazon. You don't have to be Facebook. You don't have to build an entire population on Mars, which I heard Elon Musk is planning on doing by 2053. So you don't have to be that person. You don't. You can just use things that are already out there and use yourself and just learn how to monetize the things you're already doing and know how to teach. Don't even reinvent the wheel. Everything is already there. You don't have to come up with a revolutionary, groundbreaking thing that needs a lot of funding or, copyright protections, business plans, millions of dollars of funding, pitching. I mean, you can do that if you have something, but it's kind of hard to do that when you have no, step into that game, or you have no money, or you don't know, have any connections, or you don't know the first thing about how to actually create what you think is going to help people. But when you are super wealthy, by creating things like this, you can take that money and pursue things that will make greater impact on the world, because you'll have the resources to do so. It's a greater picture than just how to make money on the internet. It's like, you can use this to roll into what you want out of life and what you want to see in the world too. So, good news is you have a bunch of skills individually that a lot of people would find valuable, whether you know it or not. You don't even have to be miles ahead of someone to teach them how to do something. When I first started giving fitness advice, I had literally no idea what I was doing. I was just doing things in a way that was helpful for me, and I was seeing results, and people came to me for advice, and I didn't say, this is the best way to do something, or this is, I'm the top expert coach, this is what you should do. I'm like, here's how I did this, and it might help you. That's it. That also removes responsibility and personal blame when anybody wants to fact check you. Share your own personal experiences. The more you grow on social media, people are going to come out to fact check you. just prevent that by being like, here's how I did this. And then actually, as you gain facts, knowledge, skills, and tools that you can share that are correct, you can continue to add to your skill set and share more things. Speak from the I perspective. It just removes a lot of problems, honestly, when you don't know what you're doing, which is where I started. So, when you're looking on social media for things, like think about the actual ads or things you end up buying or the things you end up listening to. Oftentimes you're scrolling and you're like, this girl's like, I just came across this random concealer I found at CVS at the drugstore, and it's better than my ones I spent hundreds of dollars on. You're like, bye. You're not asking a beauty expert. You're not asking a Sephora, top cosmetologist or whatever you call them. It's someone that's relatable to you that you can actually see this video and see it personally affecting you, see the transformation on the skin, you press purchase. It's the same thing for how you want to look at this. You have to be like, okay, I'm not going to go look for a professional bodybuilder to learn how to start working out if I've never gone to the gym before. You're not going to look to that. You're going to look at the people who are just a couple steps ahead of you, who are making a little bit more progress, and you're going to really garner an audience of people that will relate to you and touch to your story. So it's actually not great to be an expert to start. You should start where you're at right now, because that really helped me a lot to be dumb to start, honestly. Oh, sorry. Okay, so step 1, recognize the skills you already have. Already talked about, people think you need to be an expert in things, but just think about like what you're good at and what you like to do in your free time. For me, it was fitness. I loved to go to the gym. That was like the thing I loved. But if you love video games, maybe you played a sport in high school and you love that sport. Maybe you really like a certain, topic or instrument or whatever it is, guys. It's not about, these grandiose ideas. It's like, think about the things you actually do in your free time or what you like. And if you don't have hobbies, you need to do some reflection on yourself and understand that you need those things to have a fulfilling life, truly, because those things are going to be the things that you can end up using to your advantage. So it could be anything. The stuff that you're just interested in, as niche as it is, as broad as it is, there's an audience for it, and the audience is never too saturated because you are the niche. You're only trying to attract people that relate to you. So why the fitness industry is super saturated. So if someone were to, be deterred by that, I'm like, I only got people to listen to me that related to me, that understood my story, that connected with me. That's all I needed, literally. You don't have to have the whole audience. You just have to understand how to use your own personal voice to impact other people. Using anything, like genuinely think about these things and write them down and understand what you could share about them, because it's really impactful to not just you, but to other people too. The little hacks, the little techniques, the things you've garnered over the years, this is your bread and butter. Like, this is it. And I did not know how much value I could provide to other people until the little things I would share were transformational. And there was this one time when I was in college where I posted this series of videos on TikTok, and each one took me less than 5 minutes, just talk to the camera, add some captions, press upload, no hashtags, no right posting times, none of that. It doesn't matter. And those videos gained millions of views, and you know what it was? How to stay fit in college while drinking and going out every single weekend. That was the video series. I told people how to not skip the gym when they felt hungover. I taught people how to their nutrition over the day and how to make sure that they could just continue to stay fit and be well and succeed in their life while also just like getting shit-faced, honestly. And that was something that some of the most views I've ever gotten, honestly, some of those videos. How to have low-calorie alcohol options. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, little tips. Oh, I used to eat an apple for bed after I was drunk and going home, so that I wouldn't like eat Taco Bell in the middle of the night. That video gained so many views, millions and millions of views. Or one that I said, oh, I just walk on the treadmill to get my work done because it makes me get my work done faster, and I'm like seeing transformational results from this. I sold out treadmills on Amazon. Video took me 5 minutes. Like, it's crazy what you can do with the little things. Like, these videos were not, like, it's not like I had 1 million followers, not like I needed that at all. And even with the algorithms today, you don't even need an audience to reach millions and millions of people. It does not matter. You can have 20 followers and post a $100 million view video. Literally. It's not about the follower count anymore, and that's to your advantage. Little things will make a huge difference. So, yeah. So, identify content that you should share about, right? It's all the things I just talked about. Come and envision yourself from your beginner self of whatever you're thinking about or whatever you want to create. Just be like, what were the steps I took, right? What are the beginning steps? You want to think like a kindergarten level, because that's how you're going to get all the beginners that are going to relate and connect to your story. When I coach for fitness, a lot of my services are more automated now at this point as I shifted, what I wanted to do and pivoted and continued to grow. I created a step-by-step chronological video content series that I aid my clients with that addresses everything that they would need to know. Because anytime there was a problem or skill or thing I encountered or someone wanted to know, I would just add this video library of things that they might want to understand or know about fitness. And I guarantee you that I have the best fitness program, the most comprehensive online coaching platform, business, and package that I could give people in the entire world and anybody that I know, based on the things that I have. Maybe not the whole world. Of anybody that I know. I know a lot of online fitness coaches at this point. Most of the ones in the industry are on my age, and I guarantee you mine is 10 times better than all of them, because I just continue to add little video content series pieces into this and just created what I think is the best product ever, because it's so complete and it's so helpful and it has changed so many lives. So it can be anything, literally anything. Types of content. So I want you to not think about content as being a TikTok influencer or oh, I have to be an IG influencer, whatever. Content isn't just that. You have to step outside of what you think content is, because every single person in this room, I bet half of you are I'm not even listening because there's no way I'm gonna be posting a TikTok video of my face right now. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna start making content and putting myself out there like that. Good news is you don't have to. You literally don't have to. All you have to do is write things and post them on platforms that are not requiring your face. The opportunities are endless here. It can be anything. You can repurpose one tweet into a carousel post on TikTok, into a carousel post on Instagram, into a story series, into graphics you can put on Pinterest, into even video content scripts that you can put into ChatGPT, and it will make an AI video for you using your words and the way that you think. Come on. It's so easy. It's so easy. And you don't have to make this your whole life like I did. You don't have to be hey guys, I'm the fitness girl. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be like that. You can do this in secret. Literally, you just have to understand that your words are impactful. So just write. If you like to be in front of the camera, that's going to connect to the most people the fastest, probably. Just make bite-sized pieces of content. Don't follow any of your friends. Block them all. Who cares? If that's going to make you feel comfortable, post on some niche random website. Just post on YouTube Shorts to start so none of your friends can see it. It doesn't matter. You just have to find a place where you're comfortable and you will expand out from there. I don't even know how I had the confidence to post some of the things I did when I was in college, but I'm sure so fucking glad I did, because it really helped me. So if you can just get over that, nobody cares. No one's making fun of you. It's all internal, because you're doing something that's going to make a huge difference someday, and they're going to come back to you and either ask you out on a date or apologize to you for ever making fun of you in the first place. So video content, you can literally take your own writing, write out a how-to guide for how to get over gym anxiety, right? It's a hard thing for girls coming into the gym, it's anxiety-inducing, overwhelming. Okay, I have 15 steps for that. I can create probably 100 pieces of content on that with tweets, with actionable tips. Plug that stuff into ChatGPT and say, video AI, click, make a video for me, right? But it's your words, it's your thing that you're doing. It's the things you want to share. It doesn't need to be your face for it to make impact. Just understand that you can use one type of content that you feel comfortable doing, one platform, and then once you gain traction from that one thing, then you can add to that. Then you can continue to compound, because it's so easy to do that. If you already have 100 TikTok videos you've already made, okay, I feel like I can expand now. Great, you have 100 pieces of content you can post on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, on Pinterest, on Twitter, literally anything. Like you just repurpose the content in various categories. If you want a podcast, right? First of all, you don't even have to show your face, or you don't even have to do it with someone. You can just talk to like yourself. You know, it sounds weird at first, but God, you come up with your best ideas when you're just freely thinking instead of getting caught up in, can you have the right hook? I got to make this video viral. Like just talk, right? And so from there, you can transcript that, you can put it into ChatGPT and have it organize your thoughts for you, and then have it segment your thoughts for you and say, here's 100 topics you talked about in the last 30 minutes that you could make little small pieces of content about. Take those and write things about them. Like, because you talk to a camera for 20 minutes, like it's so easy to access that. You have to kind of tap into ways that you can know what you already, have within you. Just put them out, just like start talking about them. Don't make it complicated for yourself. You don't need fancy videos. They don't even do that well. My most viral videos are the ones that I took less than 20 minutes to make. And that gets hard to not realize certain times, but it's great when you first start because you're naive. So use that naivety, is that the word? Yeah, use your lack of knowledge of what, things you are gonna encounter in the future to just post. Just put things up. They're not gonna be perfect. Embrace the suck too. Visual content is like very easy too. Graphics, illustrations, like things that can just illustrate what you're thinking about. You know what's cool is that you can go into ChatGPT and ask it to make an image for you. Like it is so easy. You don't have to even use like Canva and drag all the little pieces, like when you're in school and you're making presentations and you're like trying to make the words look good. So you're like moving the text boxes around and trying to make it look visually appealing. I know at least some of you guys understand that struggle because that's how I was. AI does it for you now. Great, saves literally 90% of the time. Then you can make it a template and just give it new information. Great, now you have 30 presentations about 30 different topics. Use things to your advantage like that. It's going to make things so much easier. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. It's not worth it.
Ella, I have a question for you. These are great tips. How often do you recommend that they post? Even if they're just like going for it, right?
Yeah, so I would say to start, just try and get out content like 5 times a week on one platform. Pick one platform that makes you feel confident or good and spend no more than 2 hours on it.
A week?
Yep. On the content piece, specifically. Other things that you can do, you should be putting a little bit of time into your passion project on the side. On a regular basis, it'll increase as the more passion you get, but you need to just nail the consistency habit and getting over your fear of putting things online first. Because if you worry about all the bells and whistles or expanding beyond that, you're just gonna overwhelm yourself. So honestly, I always say to my friends, I work with a couple startups right now that are all, just one of them's in college at Miami right now. I'm not gonna speak on their project at the moment, but, or I'm sorry, they just graduated. But anyway, Miami connection, so it's important to use your network. And I was like, okay, so to create a marketing strategy, I just need you to get on your phone and talk to it and post something talking to the camera somewhere on any platform that you want every day. Can be 5 minutes. Just do that if you're walking to class, you have something you want to say. That's it. I'm like, that's your challenge. So even one of my friends, she's trying to get her music out there. She doesn't, it's this fear of social media. I said, try and post a video every day of you that takes literally 5 minutes. She was so scared. You do music? Yeah. Okay, so my best friend Maggie, she's got amazing music. She's so talented. She's like, I don't want to post my song every day. I'm like, I'm gonna annoy people. I don't know what to do I know I can put the song in the background, but then what? Or I don't want to put this out. I'm like, Maggie?
I actually have a kind of specific question.
Yeah.
So on Instagram you can when you post a reel, you can choose to post it only to your reels or post and reels. I don't know about what you think, but me personally, when I see local bands and I see that Instagram is full of all this the same repetitive content, I kind of just get off the page. So what do you think in terms of having it on your full feed or just having it in that reel section?
I think it will completely depend on what you're doing and what the purpose of your content is. If you are unable to promote your song because of these limiting fears right away, and you're worried about whether you should put it on your feed or on the Reels page, you're thinking about the wrong things. Because I understand where you're at. I've been there a million times. I'm like, which hashtag should I use? You get caught up in those little tiny things you think that are holding you back. They're literally not. That doesn't matter to 99% of people. You're only looking at that through the lens of yourself. Oh, if I wanted to start a page, I don't want it to look like that, right? Or maybe they're, you know, just something that you don't like that type of content strategy, because I know a lot of people that make the same format of a video in various fonts. One of my best friends went to Miami too. Most of you might know her, Olivia Carbonaro. She has millions of followers. Guess what she does every single day? She posts the same video with a different recipe. It's the same video every single time. I mean, and she might say something a little different. She might tweak it, and she's been very successful with that. She's, you know, just does what she's passionate about, right?
The same style video?
Yeah, same format, you know, intro with showing the food, cooking the food in 30 seconds with a positive message about eating well. And then it goes in her cookbook and she puts it in the caption.
Basically has figured out the formula of what works. And
she plugs in the variables. Yeah, it's easy to do that when you come up with a content style. So I would say just find something that's easy for you to do on a regular basis. My friend Maggie already has another like 2,000 streams on her video from Spotify, or song from Spotify last week, from just posting random things that she's doing during her day. And I called her on the phone yesterday. I'm like, Mag, you check Instagram because you got 3,000 views on a video. She's like, I'm stuck at 50 views. She posted for like 5 days in a row. I'm like, see how quickly this works, and see how you just didn't have to care and you saw results right then, you know? So just focus on getting things out that are easy, pump that out as much as possible until you need to pivot. Because ease. If you, well, maybe, I mean, there's auto-tune, AI voice. You could try that. Might get caught at some point. Oh, I hear what you're saying. Like your speaking voice? Yeah. I hate my speaking voice too. I never listen to things I write.
So cringy, like, to hear yourself?
Yeah, of course. But it's mostly not cringy to other people for the most part, unless you're just saying cringy things, which, to be honest, probably have done over the years too. You just kind of got to get over it. Because the thing is, like, I don't go back and listen to my content. I probably won't listen to this. I'll just send it to an editor to clip, because I don't really, you know, you get in your head about how you sound, or I'm so annoying, or this or that.
I use that word.
Right. Yeah, it's something that I've just learned to get over time.
So now you just mentioned like sending it to an editor, but do you still like do all your own stuff, or do you send it out?
I'll delegate certain really long material tasks. What I could do is spend a couple hours putting this through software to clip it, which I've done a bunch of times. But I'm less focused on the social media drive from that specific business model at the moment. Currently shifting my career path into some new avenues right now, where we're developing sort of the marketing strategy for, which we will be doing everything. But my best advice is do content by yourself. You can delegate meaningless tasks that take a lot of time for you, like down the road. But just do things yourself right now and just make it easy. Because people are like, oh, making content's so expensive. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what do you mean? You just have a phone. I have a camera now, but 99% of my content's shot on an iPhone. Like, I use it for some stuff, but it's not something you need to spend money on right away, honestly. Not for years, to be honest. And most people are, you know, their most success is just posting videos of them talking to the screen. And it's just the TikTok app that they're posting. They don't even use like an editing app, you know? So it makes it easy.
You guys are getting ideas, I already see it.
Hope so. So like, what do you post about? Your life, like everything in your life, your whole life is content. If you start looking at content as documentation of your life instead of creation, things change, but you just have to start to get the ball rolling, because the hardest thing is just developing that momentum. Because at first, like, you're not gonna be like, oh, I have like a million ideas for what to post. You're not gonna, like, it's not gonna come naturally to you because you haven't done it. And even like times where I've taken time off of speaking to the camera, or even making videos of me just like in general, it's hard for me to get the ball rolling with my ideas and creativity too. So find things that, if it adds value, it doesn't even have to be within that specific niche or skill. It's just something that you might find valuable to other people. Just make that a piece of content. You can post a video of you like folding your laundry, and you can make a TikTok like text thing, overlay it about a completely different topic. Like, it doesn't matter even what you're doing. Just make it super simple to you. So yeah, just curate information based on your day. I used to just do a lot of content whenever I was, you know, at the gym or walking on the treadmill, or had an idea just like out and about. And honestly, dynamic shots, meaning you doing something, talking to the screen as you're moving, are actually more engaging, so it ends up being helpful. build your audience around your skills. So yeah, you have access, just tap into it. There's nothing, holding you back there. You don't need to create demand because it already exists. You just have to create content that attracts demand. So I think the biggest thing you need to understand is that someone could hear your tip on how to start playing piano 1,000 times, but the way you said it impacted someone. It was the way you came across. It was you. That one person who saw that video, it resonated with them for whatever reason. You don't need to tap into all people who want to know how to play piano. That's boring. That's boring, and it's straightforward how-to content, right? For anybody. No. If, this is something that I struggle with. I used to talk about this stuff all the time. I was like, the first thing you have to do when it comes with your nutrition is just stop drinking so much high-calorie things. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what the thing is that you're trying to kind of grab people's attentions to. It's things that you're in your real life that really, really impact other people. It might take someone 20 times to hear the same piece of information. You know how many people have seen 1 million calorie deficit to lose weight, things that tell them the real information, but then they still go and buy the fat loss product because it didn't resonate with them, it didn't get through their skull? Like, if you put it in your own words, someone's going to relate to the way you put the information, and that is your superpower. So use your voice and speak to them, and not even your physical voice, write, connect with people, because it only takes that one thing for someone to say, I get it now. You know how you guys all have people that you like to follow or read or listen to where their content just resonates with you because of just the way that they are? For me, I had fitness influencers I really looked up to that really changed my outlook on fitness when I was growing up. There was millions of people giving the same content, but for some reason, the way that they articulated the information actually helped me understand it because of their experiences. So utilize that same concept and put it into your own, whatever you are doing in your life, because it's so valuable. You might just impact one person to start, but if you can do that, there's billions of people out there. There's a lot of people that will connect with that same exact thing. So you're on the right path. If you start to see that, people are asking questions and engaging with the things that you're saying, you're like, wow, people are resonating with what I have to say, and you can build on it from there.
So if I go on Instagram right now, and I say, ELLACAGGFITNESS told me to do this, and speak nonsense on my story, there's nothing to talk about.
Exactly. So if you're oh, I want to learn how to, I want to teach people because I feel like I could make a lot of money teaching people how to do something. So you Google, you look up a YouTube video, how to do 1, 2, 3 thing, right? You look up a skill that you don't already have, or a different thought process that isn't really yours, and then you try and go and articulate it like it's your own words. You're going to sound like there's no personality in there. There's no personal tips or audience or anything. So, you could utilize other people's information, and you should, and you can reference them, but talk about how it resonated with you and how you applied it to your life. For me, I learn a lot of what I know about business and the things I'm trying to do by, the people that I like to follow, the people I trust. I have a set of 5 people that really helped me build my business because of the things that they taught me. And so I'll use their things and I'll write down ideas that spark it from there, and then I'll just use it to my benefit instead of trying to copy their business model and start from scratch. Just utilize your sources, but you don't have to try and regurgitate content that feels forced because it's not yours. It's just something you learned. But sharing some tip that you learned from something that you listened to is valuable. So think about it like that, from your own voice. Are I talking about that? Yeah. Making content no matter who you are. Pick things that are aligned with your strengths. What you are going to actually want to post on the internet. So if you are someone that is I will never make a TikTok video in my entire life, that's fine. Don't go to TikTok to start this, or you're just, if you are thinking that you should start there, you're not even listening right now. You have to understand that it's so easy to just make this something else. It's very simple. You could pick any other platform that doesn't require you to speak to the camera. It's 1 million of them out there. So just find the content style that is easy for you to create, that doesn't make you give up. It can be hard and uncomfortable as it should be, but it's something that you're capable of. If you're like, no way in hell am I doing that, don't start there. You might not ever even do that. There's so many people, you guys are gonna be talking to Skylar, one of my friends who I connected with through Susie in next week, I believe. He texted me on my way in, how he built his business on LinkedIn using high ticket clients. Like, you ever thought about that? The resources you have are just like gateways to connect with other people. So it doesn't have to be in one format. So you have to think about how you can share in a way that's gonna be easy, comfortable, and like so you can pump out content quickly, and then you can go from there. As long as you're consistent, that's what matters. You'll always just develop ways to expand as you go, but just build that consistency muscle first somewhere that's easy for you. Okay, so this is important. And this is not just important for like this presentation or like, you might not even like be listening up to this point, but you just need to understand that like AI technology is revolutionizing the world. And if you have any desire to make money in your life, from any job, any career, doesn't matter what it is, you have the ability to completely transform it if you know how to use certain tools that do all of the work for you. So take out all the work for yourself by understanding that there are tools at your resources to make any process system of your dreams by scratch. It's not gonna be perfect, right? You're gonna have to iterate it. You're gonna have to, you know, you can't just type into ChatGPT, give me 20 fitness tips. You think I'm gonna go talk about those? I'm like, these are not me. Like, you're gonna have to, it's a foundation for what you wanna create. Maybe you ask a course creator AI to make you an online course you're gonna sell, and you don't like the format, you don't like, it's just not true to you. You know, you don't have to like go crazy about it and build your own thing, but like iterate it. Just make it something that's personal to you using your own personal touch, but like you can create anything and make it streamlined and automated and literally to post for you, to create for you, to repurpose your content for you, to create an entire marketing strategy for you, to build an email list automated for you, to build an entire business for you pretty much. Like you just have to have the ideas that you're feeding into the machine, and you don't have to start with all of these. I'm just showing you that there's resources out there, and in fact, you shouldn't use all AI to fast track your life because you will get very overwhelmed with the amount of things you're gonna have to, you know, create and connect the dot. Just don't overwhelm yourself, but just start to like learn about AI and how you can use it to your advantage. Test out new tools. Understand how you can take your knowledge of these AI products and use them to your advantage to make things so much faster, easier for you, and just essentially scale whatever you're trying to do 10 times faster.
What are some examples of how you use AI?
That's a good question. So a lot of times what I'll do when it comes to new content or just kind of brainstorming, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, so you only have so many like content ideas about what you want to share that's going to target your audience. Like you start to kind of run dry at certain points. What I'll do is I will dump all of my thoughts or just ideas that I have onto like one sheet, like one long document. It can be completely disorganized, like random thing. And then from there, what you can do is put it into ChatGPT, just brain dumping the things that you're thinking about, you're feeling relevant or not relevant to your niche category, but just all of the ideas in your head. Put it in there and it will organize, restructure, and give you sort of like an idea of how you can take your ideas and turn them into 20,000 pieces of content. So it can give you suggestions on how to make 50 blog posts, then from those 50 not that you have blogs, but you can turn it into an email list that can generate you a ton of money. Email marketing is super powerful still. You can make 20 emails for your email list, break those things up and use them as scripts for 50 YouTube videos, that's then split up into 30 short form videos, which you can post on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube Shorts. Then from there, those scripts can be utilized for tweets, for Instagram captions over visuals, and can also be screenshotted. The tweets can be screenshotted and posted as carousels across all of those platforms as well. Like, think about it. It's like it spreads out like that if you just have like long form thoughts of your writing or your ideas or your concepts about what you're good at, how I started my business, how I learned how to, like take control of my own fitness. Just like start there and like just start writing, right? The thing you want to talk about, come up with more ideas as you go. It'll repurpose things for you. And I don't like AI like automated writing, like where it's gonna actually write for you and that's the thing you're gonna post. But for me, I like it for structuring the way I'm gonna break up material for certain things. And that's super helpful for anyone who's trying to come up with ideas or things to post, because like it might give you an idea like, quick tips for X, and then you can come up with 50 quick tips about, that certain topic, and then those can be broken up into 50 different tweets. So, and then from there and there and there, as I was saying. So that's one of my favorites, but I also like to use it for graphics, visuals, and stuff like that to create online digital products, models, and things like that to illustrate my products or the things I'm trying to monetize. And I also just like to use it to automate things in my life. Like whenever I get a lead for my business, it just automatically sends me an SMS and an email. When I book something on my Calendly, it will go and send me an email, it'll send my assistants an email, it will put it on my calendar, and it will send me like all these different things so that like I stay on top of my schedule. Like you can use something called a Zapier to just like link things together. So things like that to automate processes and build systems in your life is gonna be super helpful, but make it like specific to you and what works for you, because there's so many tools out there, you don't need them all. You don't really need like that many followers to start a business. So there's this concept called the rule of 1,000 fans. If you have 1,000 people that are loyal to you, meaning they trust you, you have a relationship with this person parasocially through the screen, whether you know it or not, that is all you need to like literally make millions of dollars. Like I'm being dead ass. You don't need a million people to follow you. And I wouldn't even think about how to like monetize through these platforms themselves. Like I haven't even checked how much money TikTok or these platforms pay me per view, like ever or in years. So it doesn't matter. I'm like, that's not what you're there for. You're there to connect with a small section of people. And then if you want to get more fancy with it, which it's not included in this presentation, but get them into something off the algorithm so they can still continue to watch you. As I said, follower count doesn't really matter. Less than 1% of followers are seeing people's content on average right now, especially as you get to a certain level. And it doesn't equal influence. So get these people into an email list, an SMS list, a Discord, whatever it is. Keep going from there. But the goal should just be caring about a small group of people and utilizing that small group. Because if you have 1,000 people that are gonna buy a $30 product from you, which is a guide on how you went from A to Z, do the math. It's like not that hard to do that. You just need 1,000 people. Okay, what if it's a high ticket business, right? Okay, say you're charging someone $1,000 to advise them on something in a little bit more in depth, right? This is something that you can do as you kind of gain more skill sets, right? Okay, $1,000. Okay, I need 20 clients, 30 clients that charge me $1,000 a month. Okay, do the math, $30,000 a month, basically to check in with someone once a day. It's not pretty easy to do that, so. There's a niche for everybody. So no matter what you want to pursue, like don't be scared that like it's too saturated or that there's not enough people that are gonna relate to you, because there are a lot of people in the world and a lot of people share a very similar story to you, but you just have to like put it out there or no one will know what you're doing. So, the internet allows you to access a global audience, and then over time, the right people will find you and they will stick to you. Like, you're throwing darts. Dart, dart, dart. Oh, someone that really resonates with your content, it'll stick. And that person will come back to you because they liked you. It hit them for whatever reason. That's what a true fan is. That's the person that is gonna be the first person to press buy whenever you decide to monetize. Focus on that. Focus on the little impact. Respond to people, comments, engagement, whatever. Connection. That's it. Share your story. Like, don't be afraid to share the downs and ups of your life, because those things are going to attract an audience, not deter them and make them think you're not an expert in something. Like, just be honest and share the things that you're really going through, because being real is so much more powerful than it ever has been ever on social media, because of the lack of it. Like, think about the people that you still know that are real. It's not that many, right? Focus on authenticity, because that's how you stand out right now. Everyone's focused on flashy, this, that, making everything super impersonal. Just talk to the camera. It's so simple to do that. Share things that you're struggling with, not out of you know, fear that you're gonna, or don't have any fear that you're not going to get someone to trust you because you went through something that you fucked up. Because we all did, but they probably did too, or they're probably in the middle of it. And if you know how to sort of use that to your advantage and share a mistake that you're going through that you made, yeah.
Along that, you know that sometimes when you open up and you share, you get all kinds of nasty comments as well.
Of course.
Have you experienced that?
Plenty of times.
And?
Honestly, it's kind of just about developing a thick skin. Like there was this one time when I was a sophomore in college. So like I was just joined a sorority, like, you know, don't really want to make too much of like a ripple in the waves, you know, get my content to be viral over the school, right? So I posted this video of me staring at the screen. It was like, guys really lift their whole asses off the bench and call it a PR. Like that was like what it said on the text, which is funny because like you're walking around the gym and you're like, guys are like benching 315 and they're like pelvic thrusting in the air. It's like funny. At least I thought it was. But that really caused a really bad reaction from the lifting community. It was posted on Barstool, it was posted everywhere. Got 100 million views, and it, at the time, was like the first time I'd ever been like, what the fuck did I just do? Like, everyone hates me. But then, like, you think about it, and all of you guys are being like, it doesn't really matter, Ella. Like, someone's telling you to go die in your comments, or send you literal death threats, or have other high engaged creators with a lot of followers make content about you because you posted this, so then they critique you. Like, you open up that gateway, which can be hard too. Like, controversy is how you know you're doing something right, truly. Because if you're not making some people upset, that means you're not saying anything worth saying, because you have to be opinionated in your life, because you're gonna attract like-minded opinions, so the rest of the opinions don't matter. Honestly, I get negative attention here and there. Sometimes it's like insane. You'll just be scrolling and I'll see horrible things or videos or websites or things on Reddit, right? Where some of the stuff that is not nice, or some of them are trying to sell like screenshots of random people's feet as mine. I mean, you just never know. Someone's currently trying to sell me as a person for $15 million. So you never know what's gonna be out there, but like some of it's hate, and it's honestly just like, I don't even know this person. It is no meaning. So it just comes with experiencing it, but just develop a thick skin, because I literally don't care if someone posts a comment that's really, really negative or really, really positive. Unless I know them personally, it makes me feel good when my friends support me. If I get a really, really positive comment or a really, really negative comment, they both affect how I feel about myself the same, which is it doesn't change. So if you don't allow yourself to gain validation and satisfaction from everybody telling you that you're beautiful or that you know, are doing something right or all these positive things, then the negative stuff won't affect you, because you know, don't let it be that volatile up and down. And I'm not saying that you won't get there or have those experiences. I for sure did. My confidence was definitely affected by social media here and there, but now it's something that you can just look at as like a neutral thing, because it doesn't matter. The people aren't even, they're often faceless people that use TikTok 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3 as their username, you know. Build something to sell. So this is like where you kind of shift it from, okay, I've got some people that, you know, follow me. Maybe I've got 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 followers, but I've been doing this and I've been getting a lot of engagement and stuff. Figure out how you can package your skill set into products that are digital, like things that you can make online. You can make physical products too, but this is the easiest format. So write out what are the problems that your audience is facing. They're often the things that you already talked about. So think about yourself. If you're the audience, you are the niche, people are attracted to you as a niche, it's problems that you faced. Think about yourself. Think about your story. These are the things that you're gonna wanna solve for other people. How can you do that? I'll get into that. There are so many ways that you can solve this problem for other people by creating something that they can read, listen to, watch, utilize, interact with, or work with you with to help you work with them one-on-one to solve. Like, there are so many ways for you to take the same information and proliferate it into various things that you could do to monetize. So once you have clarity on that offer of like, okay, I have this niche, I want to create a product about this, you can start thinking about that package to sell. Okay. I was gonna write these out, all the list of stuff, but it didn't even matter because there's so much here that you can do. These are just the good, like the big concepts, I would say. So coaching and consulting, these are things that people can pay you to coach them through a process. So this is something that's more one-on-one individual, or you could do a group coach where they pay a certain price per month or upfront, or a lifetime fee, however you want to do that, and you get them a one-on-one to engage in something. Whether you want to give them materials or you want to just talk to them every week, it's whatever you want. You can make this thing yourself. For me, what I started with was I would have like one-on-one calls with my clients once a month, which is not that much time. You need to talk to people. I would engage with them like through a chat, a couple of days a week, like 4 to 5 days a week, and have check-ins with them and iterate their programs and stuff. And then I would give them a workout program and like a meal guide to help them, with their nutrition that they could follow and we could talk about. And that was it. And we did that every single, with every client, and gain another client and another client, and suddenly you have a business. And it's just about giving them the things they need to succeed, but then utilizing yourself as a way to counteract and not have all the materials right, because that person can ask you questions and you can keep going like that. So freelance and web-based services is like another really great way that you can take what you know and give it to someone else. That's something I've been doing a lot recently. I have been working with a ton of startups that need my help because of my experience through what I did in my business. And I'm basically helping them do the same thing with theirs. Think about it from whatever your perspective is, even if you're working in accountant or a finance or in real estate or as a nanny, it doesn't even matter what it is. You can find a way to leverage what you know and provide it as a service to other people. And if you have the right connections to other businesses, so opportunities are endless there.
Do you market yourself as that, or is it people who have come up and started asking you if you can help them?
Yeah, it's really been through networking recently. Has been the best avenue for me because of my network. I've been able to sort of expand into opportunities like that where I'll give a lot of free value first. This is really important. I learned this really changed my life. Give a ton of free value to a network connection that you have, meaning, hey, I know you have this business, I would love to like pick your brain on it, but then just give them all the value that you have.
Let me pick your brain.
Yeah, then they'll sit down with you, so then you get on the phone, right? And then you end up giving them all the free value and you establish your own credibility by just giving them your ideas. Just don't hold back. They say, wow, this person's really smart, like really cool. And from there you say, hey, you're gonna look at this person, think about what they do, and think about other people in your life that might be a value add connection to them. And before, as you end the call, you say, I wanna connect you with person 1, 2, because I think that you would really gain a lot of value just like being friends. From there, that connection builds a lot of trust within them, but then they really love you. So then anything that they think of that could need you as an ad, I've been asked to have part equity in 3 different startups over the last 3 months by doing that same thing. It's so simple. And it's just because it's fun to help people with services. So you could market it though.
When did you turn off the pick your brain faucet and turn it into, okay, now you gotta pay?
When they started to say, hey, we should work together. Because from there, I can say, okay, well, what we can do is I can put together a list of things, like we can go over your business model, and then I can put a list of things that I can help you with together. And then I always just like to slide a joke in there, especially if it's a close friend, just be like, by the way, like, just so you know up front, I don't work for free, to a friend specifically. I mean, for people you don't know, you can be more upfront about it, but for me, people are more willing to pay than you realize. You just are afraid to ask for it, so just be upfront, don't do a lot of free work, do a little bit of free work to like build your connections, super valuable, but don't sell yourself short. So learn the balance between that, because that's something that I used to struggle with a lot too, is asking for money. And then these other 3 are like, memberships and subscriptions are like different iterations of like models that you can have someone subscribe to for a certain amount of time, where you can provide them things on a monthly basis or a weekly basis or whatever. And like a membership to like an exclusive thing. There's a ton of platforms that you can do that for, like video courses or, anything, online coaching platforms that have like a subscription model that's like an exclusive membership package of things. Essentially just take what you have and just try and find ways to monetize it in various ways that have levels. Like maybe there's like a level 1 where they get basic information, And then the top tier people are people that charge top ticket, right? You can take the people that were the beginners, build them up, and then you can charge them for the higher price. Affiliate marketing, products that you think your audience would help. This is really for people that really like to post on content, like video content, like review things and stuff. There's a certain type of person that loves that. That kind of stuff can be really helpful. You can make really good money as an affiliate, and eventual sponsor or collab with other brands. So you can be a rep. You can also UGC content, meaning user generated. You could create content for other brands where you don't even have to post it, but you make money by just making videos for other people. UGC is a good way. You just have to know how to pitch correctly, or else you're gonna spend 2 hours on a video and make like $30, and for me that's just not worth my time. And then physical products, you can I feel like this is more of an eventual thing for people where they have to build up maybe a bigger following, but you can develop a physical product that solves a need or aids your journey to your audience as well. That is in addition to other things that you do. So selling the product. Product positioning, clearly define your product, what it's gonna include, all the things. Make it the best that you can. The only reason why you can't sell a product, please listen to this, is that not enough people know about it. Talk about your product every single day. Talk about who you are, what you do. It is so easy to get caught up in your head that oh, I've already talked about this thing, or I've already marketed this, or I've already shared this with people. You know how many times people need to hear you say what you do and how you can help them before they press buy? It's so many times, and sometimes it's just at that right time, the right time of year, the right feeling that they have, where they're like, okay, I'm finally ready to buy, I'm ready to take action. So position that product and continue to talk about the things that you can bring value to other people with. Pricing strategy, this is a little trial and error. I would suggest having a testing group of people that you can test to see what people are willing to pay based on your audience, but do some research on your audience. Look at your insights and then see, based on your insights, the demographic, what the average price range is for people that, what people are willing to spend within that demographic or niche. Great news is ChatGPT can do the same thing. So you just plug in all your insights and just ask it to do that. And then packaging, so the physical thing, what it looks like visually, and how you can actually bring the whole thing together, and what the marketing process is that's gonna allow people to go from hearing about the product to pressing buy. So all the different things you would need. It's quite simple in process, and in fact, should be as simple as possible. A landing page to have something that you can actually purchase and receive, right? That email automated process where the person receives the email with the product. Maybe it's a downloadable guide, for example. Make sure that you understand that and that you know how this payment system works so you get paid. And make it not complicated, because there's last thing you want to be doing is dealing with random payment issues from random people and demanding refunds and this and that, and things are broken and you're missing out on money and you're making people angry. Just try and really streamline that process and make it simple for yourself. And then just focus on the value that you're providing as the main source of driver for how you're gonna market it. Focus on the transformation. I don't even tell people what all features I promote in my coaching, for example, because it doesn't matter. I'm focused